Welcome to my channel, guys. My name is James. Today we're going to be making a very classic French sandwich. We're going to be making the Croque Monsieur. And if you would like another sandwich that was maybe a little easier, then I will leave a link down below to what we made last week, which was the Monte Cristo, or you can click here. It's another very tasty and delicious sandwich, which may be a little faster to make than this one. So what I would suggest is that if you would like to make the sandwich with me today, then you do as I say in my course as well. Pause the video, get all the ingredients, and take your iPad or your phone into the kitchen, and we'll make this sandwich together step by step. That would be the best method. If not, well, then you can just enjoy the video. So guys, before we get going today, be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and share this video with others as it would help greatly with my channel. So let's get started. So these are some of the ingredients that we're going to use today. Now for the bechamel, which I'll show you in a second on how to make, we're going to need equal parts of flour and butter. I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg to this, and of course we're going to need some milk. And then to make the sandwich, obviously we're going to need white bread of some sort. And again, you can leave the crust on or take it off if you want. I'm going to add a little bit of grated Gouda. You can add gruyere if you would like, or any other good cheese, any flavorful cheese, a good melting cheese as well. Emmenthal, any such cheese as this. And then of course, ham. Now you can use deli ham, jamon york, which is what this is. This is jamon dulce, what they say here. You can also use like jamon serrano, prosciutto, whatever ham you would like, or whatever ham that you have left over even would work. And then I'm going to add a little bit of mustard as well, just to add a little bit of a kick to this sandwich. To start this recipe, we're going to be making a bechamel. Now a bechamel, if you don't know what that is, it is one of the 5 mother sauces, the French sauces. And we're going to be making a roux. This is why we need equal parts of flour and butter. This is a roux. A roux is a thickening agent. There are multiple types of roux, and if you would like to know more about cooking in general, then I cover all of this in my course that is coming out very, very soon. So if you are interested, then be sure to, well, subscribe down below, and also check out my course when it comes out. To start the bechamel, we're going to be needing 2 pots. One pot we're going to pour our milk into. We're going to bring this up to a light simmer. We don't want this boiling, just a simmer, because it can overflow. Also in the milk, while it's heating up, I'm going to be adding a little bit of nutmeg. And then in the other pot, it's going to need to be a little bigger, and we're also going to need a whisk. So to make a basic roux, first we're going to add the butter to the pan on medium heat. We're going to wait until the butter melts, and then we're going to add the flour. You're going to continuously whisk while this is happening, because if you don't, you can burn it. Now to make a white roux, yes, it's only going to be for about 2 minutes. We want to get rid of the floury flavor, so we have to cook the flour. If it starts browning, this will turn into a bit of a blonde roux, and then there are other roux. There's a brown roux, there's even a dark brown roux, which they use a lot in Cajun cuisine. And well, I cover all this in my course, but today we're just going to make a white roux. Now after about 2 minutes, you can taste the flour. Yes, carefully. Take a spoon and taste it, just to make sure it doesn't have that floury flavor to it. And we're going to slowly add the milk in while we're whisking the roux. Now, it's very important to use a whisk so we get rid of all the lumps. And we're going to keep adding the milk until it starts thickening, and you can add a little more if it's a little too thick. But we want to continuously whisk this and cook this for the next 10 minutes, more or less, 10 to 12 minutes. This is optional. You can add a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of salt to bring out even more flavor, or you can add a studded onion. So that would be an onion, bay leaf, and cloves. It's your choice. Now after the 10 minutes are up, again, taste the bechamel to see if it tastes good, if it needs, say, maybe a little more nutmeg, or if it needs a little bit of salt. Once you're finished, we're going to take the bechamel off. I'm going to add it to a little bowl to let it cool down. And now we're going to build the sandwich. So to build the sandwich, you can either make this a normal sandwich with 2 slices of bread, or today, since my bread is a little small, I'm going to go 3. Basically put, you want to use any white bread that you have, either crust on or crust off if you don't like the crust. But I'm going to lay my bread out as such, and I'm going to first add a little bit of mustard to this. Spread the mustard on the sandwich. Once that's done, we're going to add our bechamel again to each slice, And then I'm gonna add a little bit of our cheese that we grated. Now for the cheese, you can use, again, gruyere, you can use Gouda, or any other tasty melting cheese. And there are other French sandwiches as well that also use, say, different cheeses or different ingredients, which we will be making later on as well. Once you've added the cheese, I'm going to start layering the slices of ham. I'm going to stack one layer on the other. And if you're doing what I'm doing with 3 slices, make sure that the back end of the middle slice also has a bechamel cheese or something, just so it sticks to the bread. All right, now unlike the Monte Cristo, we're not going to squish the sandwich, so we want to leave it as such. And now we're going to cook. So to toast the bread, we're going to get a saucepan on. I'm going to add even more butter to the pan. Let the butter melt, and then we're going to add the sandwich to the pan on low to medium heat. You want to keep an eye on this. We don't want to burn the butter. You don't want beurre noir, which is black butter. We want to keep this like tasty. So if it starts to get a little too hot and you notice that the butter starts burning, add a little more butter to the pan and turn it either on low or turn the heat off. This will allow the sandwich to toast. Now, after a few minutes, check the bottom, flip the sandwich over, and it should be nicely golden brown, just as we have here. We also want to turn the oven on to about 200 centigrade. Now, once the other side of the sandwich is toasted, we're going to put this onto a baking tray and with a little bit of parchment paper underneath. I'm going to add more bechamel on top and even more cheese on top as well. We're going to pop this into the oven for about 10 minutes, well 5 to 10 minutes, again depending on your oven and how well it cooks. My oven cooks relatively good, and if you are at a different altitude, then you will have to change the temperature as well. Once you get a nice golden brown color on top, we're going to take the sandwich out, and that is it. This is a very tasty and delicious Croque Monsieur, and like I said, if you'd like another version of this or an easier sandwich that's a little different, then we made the Monte Cristo last week, which I will leave down in the description down below if you want to check that sandwich out. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this super easy and delicious recipe. If you have any questions or comments, ask me down below, and if you're interested in my culinary course, be sure to check that out as well. I cover many subjects in that course. I've put a lot of time and energy into it as well, and I will be offering it at a very good price. So guys, until next week, take care, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys again very soon.